Marriage, often viewed through the lens of love, companionship, and commitment, also has deep economic underpinnings that have shaped its evolution. From a behavioral science perspective, marriage has always been an economic partnership, even if we've neglected to explicitly recognize it over the centuries. The success of any union is not just based on emotional bonding, but is often rooted in the economic interests of both parties involved. If both individuals are invested in advancing the financial stability and growth of the partnership, the likelihood of the marriage thriving increases significantly. Let's explore how marriage, when viewed as an economic alliance, has shaped not only individual unions, but also broader societal trends, particularly the rise of divorce and the success of certain cultural marriage models. The economic foundation of marriage. Historically, marriage was a practical arrangement, one based on securing resources, property, and labor for families. In pre-industrial societies, partnerships were often formed to consolidate wealth, manage household duties, and ensure that both partners had access to resources. A woman's economic role was often centered around domestic duties and child-rearing, while men were typically the breadwinners, providing income through farming, trade, or craftsmanship. However, the key takeaway from this era was that marriage was a cooperative economic arrangement in which both partners played critical roles in ensuring the survival and advancement of the family unit. As societies became more complex, marriage evolved, but the economic considerations never disappeared. Today, marriage still has deep economic roots, albeit in more nuanced and varied forms. This shift started with the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, changing the economic dynamics of marriage. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the 18th century, revolutionized the way individuals interacted with the economy. For the first time, individuals could earn independent wages, as jobs were no longer confined to family farms or small artisanal workshops. The emergence of the factory system, urbanization, and the rise of the wage labor fundamentally altered marriage dynamics. No longer did both partners need to contribute to household income in the same way. This change, while offering more independence, had significant consequences for the institution of marriage. Before the Industrial Revolution, a married couple's economic well-being was intertwined. Both partners contributed, directly or indirectly, to household survival and prosperity. But with the rise of independent wage earners, the disruption of income after a divorce was minimized. For example, if a marriage ended, both individuals often had their own sources of income, particularly the man, who historically had more access to paid labor. This shift gradually removed the economic disincentive to divorce, as the immediate financial consequences were less severe. The economic safety net of divorce. In contemporary society, divorce is no longer seen as financially catastrophic for many individuals. Both men and women, particularly in Western economies, can maintain financial independence post-divorce. The absence of a significant economic penalty, such as the loss of a sole provider or income source, has contributed to the rising divorce rates in these societies. For many, the economic setup no longer compels individuals to stay in unions they are unhappy with, especially when financial security is already established outside of the marriage. Take the United States, for example, where divorce rates have been climbing since the 1970s. The key variable in this rise is the economic freedom women gained through increased participation in the workforce and access to financial independence. While the introduction of no-fault divorce laws also played a role, the economic aspect is crucial. Once both spouses are financially stable and can support themselves independently, the incentive to work through marital difficulties weakens. When both partners know that a divorce would not drastically affect their ability to support themselves and their children, it becomes easier to consider separation as a viable option. Marriage as a business partnership, building an empire together. Contrast this with cultures where economic interdependence is still a dominant feature of marriage. In many Asian and Arab cultures, marriage is still viewed as a unified economic partnership. The economic survival of the family is often seen as a collective goal, and both partners work together toward it. In these cultures, marriage isn't simply about emotional fulfillment. It's about building something larger than both individuals, something that benefits the entire family and sometimes even the broader community. Examples of culturally embedded economic partnerships. 1. Chinese families and business. In many Chinese families, particularly in more traditional or rural areas, marriage is seen as a partnership where both spouses contribute not just to the household, but also to business ventures. Family-owned businesses like Chinese malls or restaurants often rely on both partners working together, sometimes even involving the children. These businesses provide an economic foundation that strengthens the family unit. In fact, Chinese family businesses are often regarded as some of the most successful globally due to the inherent unity in marriage, where the couple works in tandem, pooling resources, ideas, and efforts. The partnership is interwoven with a family's economic survival, making divorce a more complex decision when the family business is at stake. 2. Indian families and wealth building. In India, marriage is often a union not just between two individuals, but between families. Many marriages in India involve significant financial arrangements, where the goal is to unite two families to pool resources, build wealth, and ensure prosperity for future generations. For example, a husband and wife may start a business together, or the wife may bring an established family network that supports the husband's professional and business growth. The shared economic objective creates a bond that is both financial and emotional. This partnership model has led to the creation of large-scale family businesses, from Indian malls to manufacturing giants. The family unit and its economic endeavors become a focal point, and divorce becomes a less viable option when the wealth of multiple generations is invested in the relationship. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who might need a deeper understanding of marriage and its dynamics. Your support helps us spread valuable insights that can enrich lives and relationships. Thank you for being part of the conversation. 3. Japanese families and economic cooperation. In Japan, marriage is seen as a cooperative enterprise. Often, both partners contribute to the economic well-being of the household, whether through direct income or through managing family-owned businesses. Japanese culture traditionally emphasizes loyalty, responsibility, and community, and these values are extended to the family. Couples often work together to build financial security, with both spouses typically involved in the financial decision-making process. The success of family-run businesses in Japan, such as department stores and restaurants, can be traced back to this deep interdependence between spouses. 4. Middle Eastern families and shared financial goals. In many Middle Eastern cultures, marriage is viewed as a partnership that extends beyond the couple to the entire family. Here, marriage can often be the foundation for building joint economic enterprises, where both partners contribute to the success of their business ventures. Many large family businesses across the region, from construction firms to retail chains, are built on the mutual economic effort of both spouses. Divorce in such environments is less common, as the economic risks involved in separating would often affect not just the couple, but the entire extended family and its wealth. The psychology of economic interdependence in marriage. The fundamental reason these cultures experience lower divorce rates, despite similar personal challenges faced by couples, is the psychological effect of economic interdependence. When both partners are emotionally and financially invested in a shared goal, whether it's raising children or building a business, they are more likely to work through challenges, as the consequences of separation affect both their personal wealth and the well-being of their family. In these environments, divorce is not simply an emotional or legal decision, it's an economic one. The shared financial burden of maintaining a stable household or running a successful business acts as a powerful motivator to preserve the relationship. Conclusion: the changing dynamics of marriage and its economic roots. Marriage, when viewed through an economic lens, reveals itself to be a partnership where both individuals invest not just emotionally, but financially. The rise of individual economic independence in the wake of the Industrial Revolution has fundamentally shifted the way we view marriage. Divorce is now less about financial survival and more about personal happiness and freedom. However, in cultures where marriage is still a deeply intertwined economic venture, we see lower divorce rates and more successful joint ventures. The success of these unions is not accidental. In cultures where couples share economic responsibility and work toward collective financial goals, the marriage becomes a stronger, more resilient institution. Whether it's building a business empire, managing a family business, or supporting each other's careers, the economic unity in these marriages serves as the foundation for long-term success. This shows us that the economic dynamics within a marriage are just as important as the emotional and cultural factors, and they play a crucial role in whether or not a marriage thrives. That's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment your suggestions and views on marriage. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Like if you found this content valuable, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.